Let's take a look at a few of Abby's games. This goes all the way back to the beginning of our code club. This was around week 8 or so, where we were starting to do more with elaborate games. This is an 8-direction game. Now, I noticed I'd already was previously kind of messing around with some of these games, and I was playing this one, and I noticed, I don't know what she's got going on here, but there's this little square box here. If you cross over, it goes ahead and spawns a whole bunch of these, I have no idea what they are, circles with other circles in them, which I thought was kind of cool. And she's clearly using physics to have them just spawn and fall down. I did something similar when, in my example game, when you got to the very end, it just went ahead and spawned a bunch of things. I think mine might have been coins or something. But this was at the beginning of the Code Club, where we were starting to learn more about how to put together a game, and also kind of some of the actions here. This one was using the 8-direction as well as the camera in order to follow the character around. So let's take a look at this one. This is about week 15. We did about 30 weeks total. So this one was around Christmas time. This was actually, my original was Exploding Presents, and we launched presents up. It was a Christmas themed game, and this one you can see she's got cats, and they're I don't know, they're spawning like, I can't quite tell what it is. It's rainbows and something, maybe rainbows and kittens or something as part of it. So she's got a cool background here, though. I like that. Kind of a smiley face crashing into a planet. Let's see what else we got here. Week 17. Abby didn't save a lot of her games, so even though she created a lot of them, she ended up switching computers at one point, and we didn't get some of them copied. And this was meant to be a tank game. I don't think she completed it. Instead of tanks, she's got cats, and I guess they're both cats. And it looks like she forgot to put, when she's shooting things, there are these little star, or I don't know what it is, some crazy pattern, but they're not shooting, so it looks like she forgot to add the bullet behavior. But she did have a cool background. Let's see, week 20. This game, we spent a lot of time on this game. This is a breakout game, and we spent a lot of time building different levels and so on. Now this one, I did have a starting point for the kids to use, and so rather than building it from scratch, which would have taken a long time and isn't all that interesting, we took the base game and then created their own levels, and then we added a lot of things to it, a lot of additional features. So I've got some cheat codes in here. I put these in on purpose so that if it would have taken me hours to complete a specific level, which some of them would, I can quickly just go on to the next level. So the Q key just essentially destroys all of the blocks. So we can take a look at some of Abby's levels to see if she did anything different on any of them. I think she just did different creative things. I see something just vanish there at the very beginning when this level started. It looks like she mostly just kind of created different levels and layouts, and then she might have put in some of the extras, features that we talked about. This one's actually base that started with it, so she didn't put that last level in. So anyway, that was her breakout game. Let's see what we got here. Week 21. This one was Valentine's Day, and I already played this, so I know it doesn't do anything. The original game that I had the week before, I had asked students, hey, what do you want to build for Valentine's Day? And somebody had sarcastically said, well, let's have a heart that you click and it rotates, and that was his entire game. So I created 3 levels. That was the first level. The second level, you were able to catch hearts that fell, and then the third level, which might have been the last level, I can't remember, there were fish that were going across the screen, boys and girls, and you had to line them up and kiss, and then you earned points. So all 3 of those were based off of kids' suggestions the week before. So there's a look at Abby's games. All right, so let's take a look at Austin's game. Not exactly sure what's going on here. At the beginning of the Code Club, one of the things that we spent a couple of weeks on was the physics behavior. The physics behavior is just as it sounded. It takes and applies physics to the objects. So in this case, he's got a bunch of objects. I don't even know how many. It looks like there's maybe 20 or 30 different sizes and shapes. And he's applied physics to them, and they're bouncing around. They've got elasticity, and they've got mass, and they've got friction. And so he's just got them as a weird, crazy thing here. And a lot of the kids did that. I don't know why I've got Austin's up here, but that was his physics game. Let's see what we did at week 6. So this is back to some of the 8 direction, and so in his case he's got a deer going around. Now, I think if you hit the red things you die. Yep. And then he's got a convenient restart button, so you can restart the game if you do die. So let's see. I think the next week he had added some additional features to that. So let's see how that looks. Yeah, so this actually looks like it's about the same. All right. Let's see, 8B, I guess that's what I should have looked at. So this one I think is the 8 direction, but yeah, he changed it up. In fact, he might have even started over on this with just some different characters. Now you'll notice the camera's following us around. So here we added the camera thing in order to move around and have a much larger screen. And then I believe, yeah, and then I died. I hit the green. Not supposed to hit the green thing. But the yellow, or the red, actually makes a little launch pad to fling you forward. So let's see what week 11 looks like. I think this might have been, this is where we started to do the platforms. Now I think I started at the wrong level here because that, I think, took me to the next level. So I might have started kind of halfway through the game. I don't know if I can jump up there. It doesn't look like it. Oops, it gets squished. I guess it's okay. So this here, we started to learn how to build a more complicated game here in this week. And this is a platform game where your character runs on a platform, as you can see, and he can jump up, and there's a few other things that you can do too. There's some jump throughs and some double jumps, and whoops, I hit the spikes. But the whole point of this is to, kind of like Super Mario Brothers, where you've got an elaborate screen where you have to kind of get through without dying, and then you can move on and get to the next level and so on. So all of the kids did some different variations of this. I provided the images and some, I died again, and some of the initial kind of logic for how we did that. Let's take a look at week 13. Let's see what this one is. Oh, this is the race car, yeah. And his race car is huge, so I don't think it can even turn the corners. Oh, whoops. And if I remember correctly, if you hit the spikes, you end up going infinitely slow. And he doesn't have it where it'll ever speed up again. Let's see, 15. Let's see what this one is. Oh, this is the exploding presents. This is actually pretty close to my version. His do appear to be going a little bit faster, so he might have just followed along and built this game out as the instructions were. Let's see, 16. Oh, this is the tank game, so this is where we got involved on building. We ended up creating a 2-player tank game. This was the first day here where we just did 1 player. Now you see the tank actually moves around in a weird pattern when you turn around this weird circle. It looks like he's got the image point off a little bit, which is why it does that. 17, I think this is probably the 2-player version. Let's take a look. Yep. So I'm not sure. If we hit the space bar, the other guy shoots. I don't know how we fire from the other guy. But anyway, this was the first time we did a 2-player game, and so this allowed them to kind of work out how you'd have 2 different key combinations to control 2 different vehicles, in that case tanks. And this is Austin's breakout game. Now, if I remember correctly, his progressively got more difficult. Yeah, so he's got these moving ones, and let's see, I think the last, is it the last level? Oh, it might be. So he's got Pac-Man. So one of the things that we did do is we created a Pac-Man, so you could control the keyboard in order to get your Pac-Man. Now see here, you can see where there's only a couple spots where you can break through, so this gets progressively more difficult. You know, and I actually encourage the kids to build games that got more difficult as the levels go on. I mean, that's how most games work as well. I don't know if that's his, that was his last level. So you'll see a lot of different variations on that game. Let's see, 20. Oh, that was where we were just at. The last one, 26. This here should be our Floppy Man game. We're going to see a lot of variations on the Floppy Man game. So Austin, he made his overly complicated. So you have to avoid the grenade, and the grenade almost immediately falls on your head. Let me scooch out of the way. All right, there we go. So the grenade, you have to avoid the grenades, and I see it's raining cats and dogs. Oh, and then I just got shot. You see there's a gun here shooting, and you have to avoid that as well. And he doesn't have any way to restart the game, so you just have to start over if you die. He is definitely more complicated than the original. You have to avoid a lot of things, and like you have to float and then wait for the bullet to get shot. And then there's another one, and then I got shot again. So anyway, there's and you can see he's got some cats and some dogs and some coins, and you're supposed to actually collect up the coins as you go through. So a little bit difficult. So anyway, that's Austin's games. All right, here's Blake's game. So this was the oops, I died already. This was our 8-direction game. Now you'll notice our character is relatively large, which which makes turning difficult. And then if you flip, you end up, those collision points end up hitting things very easily. So we didn't do a whole lot with collision points early on, which is why those are a little bit hard to play. Let's see what we've got for week 8. So this is a platform game. Since you had a week 8 or 11 and 11B, I'm guessing 11B is probably a more complete version, or maybe not. Yeah, so this game here, one of the cool things that we did was, this is for Thanksgiving, we had just finished up the 8-direction, and the kids really had mastered that. And so what I thought was cool would be to have invite the parents to come in, and at about I think it was around 4:30 or so for the last 30 minutes, and I had this game all set up for them, and they hadn't built it in advance, but instead what I did is I had them sit down with their parents and actually walk through the game and show the parents what they've done so far. And it worked out really well. The parents were really impressed, and I just thought it was a cool way to do it. So most of the turkey games are very, very similar because they didn't have a lot of opportunity to modify them. Instead, I gave them what it was that they should do to show their parents, and that's what they ended up creating. Here's the race car game. This one was pretty popular. I think we're going to do this as part of our summer code or summer gaming boot camp. Some of the cars were a little bit hard. If the car was too big, it was hard to drive. If the car was the right size, like this one's the right size, it's pretty easy to navigate. And it doesn't look like Blake put a lot of additional things in it. It looks like he's just got the racetrack down. So let's see what we've got here. 14, week 14. We ended up doing about 30 weeks. So this was the first part of our tank game, and we did this I think right before Christmas. And this was the first time we introduced bullets and the bullet behavior. I kind of did that on purpose. I didn't want to introduce the bullet behavior too soon, just like with the explosions, because I felt that as soon as we did that, then everything would be a bullet and everything would be an explosion. And it turned out I was right. As soon as we introduced the bullet, every single game had a bullet in it and blow stuff up, which is fine. I wanted them to spend some time with some of the other components as well, so that we didn't get too far down the track. Here's our exploding presents. It looks like Blake kind of implemented that exactly as the original, so that looks good. And so here's week 17. I think this was when we got back to the 2-player version. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like he does have both working. I don't know how I fired the other one. Now it looks like he's got the key combination thing not quite the same. A little hard to manipulate the second one. So yeah, so this was our 2-player tank one. There's a lot of variations on that. I was really surprised. They really enjoyed having 2, and then they could actually compete against each other on each of their games. And then here's Blake's breakout game. Let's go to a couple of the others. So this one, it's got this one kind of difficult here with that tower piece in the middle. Whoops. And then he's got this one, as you can see, there's some hidden blocks. That was actually one of the things that the kids really enjoyed doing, was hiding blocks, so that you could essentially never win, or you could maybe eventually win, but you didn't know where those blocks were, so you didn't know which ones to break out. And then this one, as you saw, and this here too, we've got these solid ones here that are unbreakable. So somehow you have to manage to get a rocket or the lasers in order to shoot through them, otherwise you can't get to the top row of blocks. So as part of the challenge, it was, make the game increasingly difficult. So that was cool. So he's got the laser balls. So he put in, let me see if I can, we got Pac-Man too. No, maybe not. Not sure how you get the laser ball, but that was one of the things that one of the kids had come up with. There we go. So the laser or the ball shoots lasers, as you can see. It's shooting across the screen in just all random directions, which I thought was really cool. That was actually inspired by one of the kids from our code camp last summer, our gaming boot camp. They wanted to actually, I think he did it by mistake, and then thought it was super cool, and then everybody wanted to have it. So what I did with that game this year was at the Code Club, we had a starting game with all the fun features, because it's not that interesting to build, and then just had a whole bunch of different variations that they could add. So this is Blake's, and if you missed the instructions, it says don't touch the hot sauce. Avoid the hot sauce and the water. So the water's at the very bottom. If you grab a hot sauce, you end up dying and having to restart. So anyway, that was his interpretation. There's actually a kind of a cute video out on the Facebook page talking where I think Abby was talking about her inspiration for the Blake and the hot sauce on that and the tacos. Here's Bearcat's games. He is very much into soccer. I think there was a number of soccer-themed games. He would start the games, and then sometimes he wouldn't completely finish them, or he'd finish them and wouldn't save them. So I only have a few of his games. This was at the very beginning of the club, and you can see it's the kind of the 8-direction game. I think let's see what this one is here. This might be the Thanksgiving-themed one. Yep, so he's got quite the variation. Got a giant candy corn. Oh, and then if you hit the brick or hit the borders, you end up dying on that. My original one, you didn't die. You just kind of bounced off the walls, which is fine. Lots of creativity on all of these games. A lot of them, as you'll see, are just very much varying. Oh, here we go. There's some barbed wire fence. All right, don't hit the barbed wire. It's good to know. And then there's a hamburger. So I'm kind of curious what happens when you hit the hamburger. Let's see if we can get around that. Oh, I guess you can't hit the hamburger either, because everything is fatal in this game. So yeah. So anyway, very different than my original game. That's great. I love it. It's in 17. Let's see what this one is. So some of these games I haven't seen since they originally created them. So here's this 2-player tank game. Let's see. Oh yeah, the other player moves as well. I don't know how you shoot him. Oh, he's just, yeah, all right. Well, anyway, there's this 2-player game. So there's Briquette's games. Here's some of Cade's games. I'm not sure what's going on there, but all right, a little tunnel for our phone booth. Cade didn't save a lot of his games, or he would work on them and then he wouldn't keep them, or he would do things that wouldn't necessarily follow exactly what we're doing in class, which is perfectly fine, and he did some really cool things, but a lot of times he would save them, so I couldn't grab them and upload them, but we had some real interesting things that he would create. A lot of them were very simple games with very complex stories, and and kind of backstories and things that he did and why he did it. And sometimes they were intentionally difficult and intentionally deceiving. So you'd try to play a game and it would there'd be no way to win. He loved to do that, or it was so difficult, or you had to guess as to what the secret cheat code was in order to get to the next level, which was a lot of fun. I love it when they kind of had their own spin to things, as part of it. But he really understood the platform very, very well, and he could create some cool things. Yeah, I don't know what this game is. This might be I'm not even pushing the keyboard, and it's shooting. I'm not sure what to tell you about this one. There's a poo emoji shooting Pokemon Go's. There's some puppy dog up here, armadillo down here. Armadillo made a few appearances in his games, and then behind my picture there's a little Tweety bird. Not sure what it is. Nothing seems to move, so I don't know how you play that game. And then let's see. This is week 26. Let's see what this one is. Oh, so this is this is Floppy Man, but as you saw, I already died, and there's my body parts slowly falling. All right, let's try that again. I'm not sure I can do anything because those blocks fall immediately. Okay, and I don't even have my body parts. They're not even hooked together. I'm not sure why my crates are infinitely large, but they are. Oh, there's Trollface. And my body's joints never were connected. So anyway, that's a good one. So those are Cade's games. So here's Calvin's games. Now he was very motivated motivated by Pac-Man. I'm not sure what just happened there. My Pac-Man turned to a ghost, and then I couldn't move anymore. So this is back at the beginning of the class. So this is I guess I'm not supposed to collect those either. Week 8. So Pac-Man appeared. Actually, Pac-Man appeared in quite a few of the kids' games. I would have never guessed that Pac-Man still is a main staple within video games, but it really is. So here's our Thanksgiving game again. You can kind of see followed the same characters and so on. Let's see if there's any. Oh, all right. So when you get to the end, it infinitely is spawning turkeys until it crashes the game. Love it. At that point, I think mine might have spawned something. I can't remember if I think it spawned candy corns. But anyway, that's once you kind of teach them how to randomly spawn things, then randomly spawn things occur everywhere. So I see we got a green road here. A little bit difficult to navigate. Not sure where I'm going. Not sure if there's any goals here. Nice. All right, we're just going in circles now. So the race car game turned out really well. I mean, I really liked it. The kids really enjoyed it. I think we'll probably integrate that in as part of our gaming boot camp here this summer. Oh, I see. Kelvin has. I see we don't have solid on our blocks since we can drive right through them. Minor detail. And I see we have a restart button. I don't know. Let's see what that does. Oh, well, that literally restarts the game. Sometimes you never know. So anyway, that was the first part of the tank game. So this is probably the exploding presents. Let's see. Okay, yep. All right. So presents are flying by fast. Yes. All right. I'm not sure how many of those I'm going to be able to slice, but there we go. There's exploding presents. That was our Christmas-themed game this year. So this is probably our two-player. Yep, it's our two-player tank game. Not sure how I shoot. Okay. Doesn't appear as though I can shoot. Okay, all right. Well, maybe that one didn't quite get completed. Let's see, week 20. Let's see what this one is here. All right, so this is our breakout game. Excellent. Let's go on to the next level. All right, so we got a lot of moving parts, and I see we've got a band of Unbreakable up there, so that'll be difficult to get through. Whoops. All right, let's see what we got in store. Oh, all right, a giant eye. That's moving around. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, and that was, oh no, here's one more level. A giant arrow with blocks that are moving around all over. Nice. Let's see, is that the last level? Oh no, we got one more level. This one's going to be extremely difficult since there's just that one little spot right there to bounce the ball through. Unless we've got the, all right, so we're at the end here. So unless that was the last level, so unless we get the laser, we can't do a whole lot. Let's see, I guess our Pac-Man doesn't move, he just bounces around. Very good. All right, so let's see. Calvin actually taught class a few days. He thought that was pretty cool. So he went through the slides for everybody. All right, so here's our Angry Birds game where we shoot poo. All right, lots and lots of variations. There's always a ton of variations. I don't know, he's got the pivot on that a little strange. I'm not sure why. Let's see, 26. This is probably our floppy man. Now, Kelvin, I'm not sure where the hot sauce thing came in, but also when you press the up arrow, it says levitating llamas, even though there are no llamas. Which, he thought that was pretty funny, which I agree, it is pretty funny. Although I've heard it 100 times. Oh, well, I don't know what happened there. Our body just disintegrated. So yeah, this is a difficult floppy guy to play. So those are all Calvin's games. All right, so here's Eli's games. I'm not sure. This looks like a extremely decked out gun. So all right, so don't touch the walls. All right, good to know. So this was very early in the Code Club. So that's our 8-direction game. Let's see what we did here on week 11. This might be okay. This is our platform game. I don't actually see any character or anything, so that one must have not gotten completed. All right, let's check out week 13. Let's see what we got here. Okay, here's our race car. Not sure the borders are. Just created that. All right, nice. Let's see. All right, we can. Oh, I didn't even notice that he spray painted the car black. So we're using just some real simple artificial intelligence here on these cars, and by artificial intelligence I pretty much mean just using the sign behavior to have them go back and forth, so you have to avoid them. But it works for this. I'm not sure if there's any gold to this game, but definitely has a very elaborate racetrack. All right, let's see, week 14. Let's see what this one is. Oh, okay, so this is our tank. All right, so both tanks are moving with the keyboard. That's nice. Oh, wow. Well, I remember him playing this where he was trying to shoot the other character, but just the way the angles are, you can't actually get around to shooting them. But he thought that was really cool that the two tanks followed each other around. Let's see what week 15 is. This must be the maybe the presents. Yeah, so this is the exploding presents. I see the presents are flashing, so they're going through all of the different frame states. It's like you didn't set the frame speed to 0, which is fine. We get this nice effect of our presents morphing as they're being launched across the screen. Let's see here, week 20. So this was towards the end of camp. This was probably, oh, okay, this is our breakout game. So yeah, I remember he's got a surprise behind the scene there. I can't remember exactly what it is. Let's uncover it. Okay. Just a smiley face. So he spent a lot of time building different levels, but then I don't think he kept all of the levels. I think he ended up not saving them or something. But he had all kinds of them. So I'm not sure what this one is. Kind of maybe sunglasses or something. Yeah, and he you'll see at the bottom down there, there's a block too, so you can't even bounce the ball out. Let's see what. Let's just shoot some of this here. Let's see what some of that background is that he's got. It's like he's just got one laser. The other laser's behind the image, so it's an angry face. Nice. All right. This looks like it might be the last level. I don't know if he's got anything hidden up there. No, I don't see anything. Definitely a difficult level. We were encouraged to build them more difficult as the as the game progressed. So there's Eli's games. He did a bunch of other ones, but a lot of them he didn't save, or they just didn't get uploaded. So those look great. All right, here's Garrett's games. So Garrett had a crazy imagination on things, and he was really big into sports. And a lot of his games, as you'll see a few of them here, he did bring in a lot of the sports metaphors on them, which was really cool. So let's see which one's this here. He also loved Pac-Man. So he had Pac-Man appeared. Actually, Pac-Man appeared in quite a few of the kids' games. And I think if I remember correctly, you can't touch the ghosts. And he downloaded, you see these little bars here. Those are from the original Pac-Man. Oh no, the boss battle. Go here. Oh, there we go. Bounced up. Oh, the boss. Oh, I can't get through. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Oh, I guess I can't eat the boss. Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, he's got something hidden over here too. I don't know what this is. I guess it's just a block. Yeah, there's always surprises in these games. So that was early on. That was week 7. Let's see here. We got week 9. A lot of these games I haven't spent any time with. Oh, that's right. There's this game where you're a guy on a bike or something, and you go down this slope, and I don't know if you're trying not to die or what, but anyway, Garrett was trying to kind of recreate that game. It's a popular game that the kids play, so that was his interpretation of that game. He just did that. Just spent a few minutes on it one day. It wasn't part of the class. He just did it. Oh, here's a race car game. I see his car has headlights, or at least circles of where headlights would be. It's pretty cool. His car is extremely hard to turn. He must have changed some of the properties in there. All right. Well, it'd be a tough game to play there. Let's see what else we got. Week 14. This is probably what are tanks. So yeah. All right. I'm not sure why there's a target. Oh, we're supposed to shoot the target, maybe? All right. I guess so. I'm not sure if the target does anything else other than gets shot. All right, let's see. Week 15. This is going to be our Fruit Ninja game. Let's see what his is. Oh, he's got. Oh, wow. Look at that. He's got buttons at the top. All right. He's got a pause and a resume, and they both work. Very good. I vaguely remember showing him a couple of things on this. I think one of the other mentors was there, and I see he's got a countdown here too. I'm not sure what happens when it hits 0, but if I remember correctly, he wanted a timer because he wanted some urgency to how many can you slice in a certain amount of time. Let's click the restart. Yep, and that even works. It looks like he's got 60 seconds. So very good. Lots of extensions and creativity and going beyond what the original game curriculum showed. Let's take a look at week 17 here. Okay, so this is two-player tank. I don't know if we can get, we can get both players moving. Both players shoot. Very good. So we can battle it out against the two tanks. All right, let's see. Week 20. This is going to be our breakout game. So you can't see it. There's a score in the lower right-hand corner. Let's see what other levels. It's very simple levels. Not sure. He did, okay, this one's a little bit harder. He's got some moving unbreakable blocks at the very, very top. And then, not sure what he's got going on here. There might be some hidden blocks. They love to create the hidden blocks. And then this must be the last level. Not overly difficult, but because there's so few blocks, sometimes it can be very difficult to get them all. All right, let's see. 26. This will be our Floppy Man game. Let's see what Garrett did for that. So there's a bomb. Don't hit the bomb. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right. Not sure what he's got in his head. Maybe it's a giant zit. I'm not sure. Maybe it's his brain. All right, so Garrett did and he disintegrated. Garrett did a very simple, most of them had a really, really long screen, but he's got his very short here. All right, let's see what happens if you hit the bomb. Oh, I guess nothing happens. I guess the bomb is just a decoy. either that or it didn't get completed up. Sometimes they would have great ideas and they would get started on them and then not get a chance to complete them. So, all right, well, that was the last of Garrett's games. Here was the Stickman. All right, so here's Hallie's games. She really enjoyed the gaming club. Tons of cool creativity. She died already. Dang it. She liked to build the games, although she wanted you to kind of help her put some of the code in. Even though she did a good job doing it, she just liked it when you helped out. Tons of really cool creativity. There were about 5 girls joining the club, and they all got along really well. They would help each other out. It was really cool to see. And they would, if they got stuck, they'd help each other out. And then when one would do something like a cupcake, then they would all do cupcakes, things like that. So that was really cool. So let's see what else Hallie has. Let's see. This is probably the turkey game. This is the Thanksgiving Day game. So this is the one where we had the parents come in, and we've got, of course, our turkey eating candy corn because that's what turkeys eat. Let's see if anything happens when we get to the end. It says, "Yay, happy Thanksgiving," and she's got it disabled so you can't continue to move. Excellent. All right, let's see what we got for week 13. And she completed a lot of these games, but either didn't save them or I didn't get a chance to copy them. When the car hits the wall, it poops out candy corns. I'm not sure why that is. That definitely wasn't in my original game, but that's pretty funny. Oh, look, there's a tunnel or something. Oh, look at that. A little portal takes you to the next level. That's awesome. So here the car actually kind of disappears, although it looks like it got stuck. Sometimes the Z order on those would be a little bit off, depending on how you layered those in. Sometimes they'd be a little bit out of sync. There's an easy way to fix it, but a lot of times they didn't go back. So let's take a look here. What do we have for week 20? This is this is the breakout game. So yeah, and she's got a nice score here in the lower right-hand corner that you can't see as well. Let's go on to the next level. So she's got some bouncing around things here. Let's go on to the next one. Oh wow, she's got some giant gold bars. That's cool. Whoops, mouse is off the screen there. So she's got she just stretched out the gold blocks to make them big and stretch through the whole screen. So that was cool. Yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to break those red ones in the middle. I guess you have to get a laser and shoot it up there, since they're in the middle of unbreakables. This one, this looked like feet or socks or something. That's also going to be extremely difficult to get up there. Let's see. Well, I think that was her last level. Yep, that was the last level. So now no, this is the last level. All right. There we go. Oh no, she got another level. She's got all kinds of levels. Either that or I started over. I think I started over. I did start over. So those are Hallie's games. All right, so these are Jade's games, and our character is that little guy in the left-hand corner moving around. I can't remember if the big dogs, yeah, big dogs are bad, don't run into the big dogs. So one of the things you may have noticed in Jade's game is the giant word Jade across the top. She definitely liked to put her name in the games, which was really funny. So let's scooch along the bottom here. Let's see. Oh, wow, look at that. There's all kinds of little ones underneath there. Let's see what this is over here. So she's got like a little party area. I walked right through the door, although I'm not sure how you were supposed to get the key if you didn't walk through the door. So the key unlocks the door. She's got a little cake area over there. So that's really cool. So I don't know what happens when you get to the end. Oh, I guess there really isn't an end. So maybe that cake thing was the end. But Jade, she did all kinds of cool games, and she did our winter code or gaming boot camp that we had at Sioux Falls Christian a couple years ago. So she actually had some experience with the platform already. I remember this game, although I don't know that you can get past this thing. This might just be a game work in progress. I'm not sure what she had in mind. Yeah, sometimes the games just weren't playable. Whoops, I fell off the ledge. But Jade, she had all kinds of really cool things that she added in. Whoops, I just clicked the same one again. Let's try this again. We're at week 13. She had all kinds of really cool things that she would add, and on her race car one here, we'll see this one right here. One of the things that she figured out is that you could take your car and you could spin donuts, and you could just hold it down like this and it would just go in circles, and she thought that was super cool. And there wasn't enough room on the track for donuts, and so she actually created this donut area. And these yellow cars are just for show. You can't actually run into them or anything. But anyway, I thought that was super cool. She ended up spinning all the, I guess you can't run into the blue cars. She ended up having so instead of just having them move back and forth, she also had them rotate, just all kinds of really cool creativity. Loved what she did on those games. So let's see what week 15 was. Okay, so this is our exploding presents, and she's got a really cool background. Now you'll see the presents are rotating through all of the different images. She's got it set. She didn't set the speed to 0, so they're actually cycling through all of them. And you'll also notice, instead of blowing up, they actually are spewing candy everywhere, which is cool. All right, so let's see what else we got. 17. This is probably the tank game. Yep. All right. And her tanks are unicorns. And it looks like they're facing the wrong direction, and we can't shoot them. All right. So this game may not work very well, but... All right, so there's the one escaped. Now, one of the things that I always encourage the girls on is, rather than using a tank to go ahead and do something like a unicorn or something. I mean, most of them were boys, and a lot of the video games are very boy-centric, but I wanted to encourage them to kind of bring in their own creativity and their own thing. So I'd always encourage them to use things like rainbows or butterflies or whatever it is that they want. That was the same game, as part of it. And that's the whole point of building games, is to build them with your own image in your own mind and what you think is cool. So here's Jade. So she actually just has a Pac-Man character, and she also changed it. Oh, I guess there we go. And her Pac-Man was a little bit different than the other ones because she did hers before we did the Pac-Man character. So her Pac-Man is just 8 direction. Well, let's see if I can go on. All right, and then as you can see, she's very much into Pac-Man, so very Pac-Man themed. Can't remember what happens when you go down here. Oh, I guess nothing. And so a lot of her games had Pac-Man themes to them. I think those were her only levels. Oh no, here we go. It's a Pac-Man themed Pac-Man theme. And then here's the final level, and you'll know that because it says final. Excellent. Well, good. So there's Jade's. That was all of her games. All right, we got James's game here. James, he this is quite the interesting character he's got here. This goes back towards the beginning. This is week 6. I'm kind of curious if anything's going to happen when I grab the wizard here. Nope. Well, cool. Well, James, he was quite the creative guy too. He really liked to blow things up and try to break the computer. Common trait, not a big deal. Once you kind of show him how to spawn things indefinitely, it's bound to happen. So here's the, I see he's got, so this was supposed to be an 8-direction game, and I see James created it as a platform game. So this was that game that we created for the parents, and I had the kids go through. Let's see what happens. We have to finish. Nothing. For Thanksgiving, and it was meant to be an 8-direction game because that was the game platform that we had just finished with. But I see James has got the platform game, which is perfectly fine. It works both ways. All right, let's see what we've got for week 13. Let's see here. Oh, race car game. Excellent. I don't know why there's a... Oh, it's a 3. It looked like an E on the front of the car. All right, so yeah, his car turns just fine. Oh, I see I see flames. Nice. So when you drive into the flames, it causes flames to explode. That actually makes perfect sense, because if you were to land in a pile of flames, more flames would come rolling out. So excellent. All right, let's see what the other games are. So let's see what week 15. I think this was the just the exploding presents. Yep. All right, let's see. Oh wow, they are those presents are moving. Oh, and we have so the particles does this thing where it's just continuous spray, and then if you just want a single shot, you could set it to single shot. But the default is to do like what this is doing here, where it just goes forever, which some of the kids really liked, and I see James has that set up for the presents. So those are going to stay there forever and continue to expand. So I can see this whole screen getting filled up with explosions. So excellent. All right, let's see what we have for week 20. This is probably the tanks. Oh no, this is the breakout. All right. So we've got some invisible blocks. I did show them how to build invisible blocks. I thought that'd be kind of a neat way of making it a little bit harder on some of those first levels, to where you can't see. There may be one left, but you just don't know where it's at. So let's jump to the next level. Oh, I forgot about that. So it says up across the top here, it says death, and then some of them move, some of them don't. And I remember this thing in the middle here. This is actually meant to be a dagger with blood on it. He thought that was pretty cool. He also thought it was cool that your paddle would be behind these blocks as well. So let's see what the next level is here. Oh, that was the last level. This was the default one that I had in here. Oh, I guess not. So then he skipped a level. This was a giant eye. It's moving. This might have been part of the original. I can't remember which ones I had in there. Yeah, I think that was actually part of the original. So here's the, I think that's the last one. Yep. Well, good. Well, excellent. So we had the dagger and death as part of our level. Let's see, 22. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, this is the balloon pop game, I'll bet you. Yeah. Let's see. All right, so we can pop the balloons. This actually works really well on a tablet or a touch screen. The balloons move kind of too fast for the mouse. So this game actually was originally created by Jason. He's one of the mentors. He's a college student. Known him for a number of years, worked with him on building up some games himself. So he came up with this game one day, and I was helping him with it. He was having some problems getting the colors to be different on each of the balloons, and so he and I got together, and I said, hey, this is kind of a neat, simple game to build for our code club. Why don't you come on over and talk about it? And so he did. So I built up a little curriculum for it and shared it with the class, and he came over, and the kids just loved talking to him. Here he is, a high school or a college kid, just out building his own games using the same platform that they're using. So this was probably, if I were to guess, I would say this was James's favorite game. So in case you can't tell, that's a giant butt, and let's see what it shoots out. It shoots out, I guess, unicorn poo emojis. I'm not sure why it's not collecting the star. Oh, I bet you the stars need to fall. No, maybe not. All right. So I know James was excited about his butt shooting poo. He wasn't the only one that created a butt, but he was very excited about it. I don't know what this drawing is right here. I can't quite see it. It looks like he drew his own poo emoji little background or something. So he was super proud about his butt shooting poo. He inspired a few of the other kids to use butts. All right, so let's see which one's this here. Oh, I don't know why he did this. So one week he didn't like the game I was doing, and I told him just create something different, and he ended up coming up with this. We did this early on in the club, where we've just got a bunch of objects here. He's got some round ones and some circle ones, and some square ones, and then using physics. I'm not sure why it stops there. That's interesting. And then everything's got elasticity on it, and they just bounce around indefinitely. The kids think that's amazing. And then they just create a ton of objects inside of it and fill the whole thing up. It is kind of funny, but James created that one day. And then this is Floppy Man. He's a very well-dressed Floppy Man. Looks like he's got a maybe a peg leg, a little wooden leg. Oh, he's stuck. Got my guy stuck already. All right, let me reload it. Let me get him out of the way before the blocks start impaling him. So it doesn't look like we collect anything, as the stars aren't getting collected. I do notice we have a 0 in the middle of the screen for our HUD. Yeah, our player does not fit through these blocks very well. Maybe he'll fit around on the other side better. So this was definitely one of the more popular games that we did this year. The kids really liked it. I think just the fact that you've got this highly floppy guy just falling down the screen. Well, it is kind of funny. Oh, there's some spikes. I guess the spikes aren't harmful. I do like the peg leg. And then I know the circle, the head, the red kind of aura. I know I remember him creating that. He thought that was a cool effect. And it is a cool effect. So he's got a circle, and then he put a black circle inside of that, and the pen size wasn't quite the same, and so he kind of had that little bit of effect. It looked really neat. Okay, so that was the last of James's games, was the Floppy Man. All right, so this is Lace's game. This was at the very beginning of the Code Club. I created this thing where you were supposed to just using physics, and I was just demonstrating how a ball would bounce, and then we use this stick to kind of knock it around a little bit. Oh, there we go. I guess you can also drag the ball. And then when you landed it, my picture's covering it, but there's a little thing of lava there. And then as the ball clicks the lava, it actually spawns more of them. And so it just spawns indefinitely until it floods the screen. The kids really thought that was funny. And I agree, that is also funny. But that was one that Lace created. Lace, he joined us on the Tuesday class, but then he was at the school a lot of times on Monday. And so he would join us on Monday as well. Super funny kid. All right, so he's got a little puppy here on his 8-direction game. Very nice, very nice. I'm not sure it does anything if we collect. Oh, I ran into the thing. All right, note to self, don't run into the blue wall. All right, let's see. Week 13. This probably be our card game. Let's see how Lace's card game works. All right, he drives now. Oh, there's a what a string. I don't know what that is. I don't know why it's there either. He must have been trying to draw something and gave up. I'm not sure what that is. Let's see any. Oh wait, there's people. Oh, there we go. So it took us to level 2, maybe. Then we got spikes. Nice. Love it. Love it. Oh, there's a. Wonder what the turkey's for. All right, let's see. Oh, all right. You know what the turkey did? Oh, I guess we can't run over the turkey. It took us back to the beginning. All right, that's good to know. Good to know. All right, so there's Lace's race car game. Let's see, 15. This is going to be our Christmas game, I think. Yep. So here's our exploding presents. Oh, he's also got the particles on always on. So I bet you he tried to create as many of those clouds as he could. So that's actually kind of funny. I see he doesn't have anything jumping out of the other side. He must have just put one side in, which is fine. All right, week 17. Let's see what this one is. You know, a lot of these games I haven't seen since we originally did the games. And sometimes I didn't even see them because if they didn't have any questions, we had enough kids that I usually could keep busy with the ones that had questions. And those that just followed along and got all of their stuff done or asked one of the other mentors, I didn't get a chance to see their games. All right, well, that's interesting. He's got the solid ones underneath the ones that you can shoot. So it kind of creates this kind of hidden maze, which is kind of neat. Don't remember anybody else doing that. Now he's got a second character. Oh yeah, second guy moves too. Oh, and he shoots as well. So Lace has got a full 2-player game going here, which looks good. It's hard to drive. Hard to drive with one hand. Well, excellent. So he's got a 2-player one going. That looks good. All right, let's see what we got on week 21. Oh, this is this is hug me. Nice. Instructions just say instructions. That's funny. I wonder if it should actually list instructions. I'm not sure if this is going to work or not. The original game had it go to 10, and then it went to level 2. Not sure if his does, or if it matters if I get past the bottom. I guess not. Nothing bad happened. Let's see what we get to 10. So this was inspired by the kids. No, I guess there's no level 2. Either that or he made it a lot harder. So this was inspired. They said, hey, let's, for Valentine's Day, what if we just had a heart that rotated? So that's what I ended up creating. Whoops, I clicked the wrong one. Mine actually had a couple more levels, and a few of the kids did the other levels. We did that over a couple of weeks. This looks like the balloon pop game. All right. Oh, the balloons are much larger. Oh, we can't pop them. All right. I guess you get the balloons going, but they're not poppable. So excellent, excellent. Well, we got the hard part down, was getting those balloons going. Oh, whoops, I skipped 22. Let me go back. 22, this is the, oh no, this was the balloon pop. All right, never mind. I guess I don't have his breakout game, so we'll go to 26. And this one should be the floppy guy, floppy man. Let's see what Laces did. He looks cute. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's got the forces working. So, oh, maybe he does. No, I can't tell. Definitely got some elasticity going there because he is bouncing. And he's just falling and falling and falling, and then he hits the ground. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's got any of the forces going, so I can't apply a force to have him raise. So anyway, excellent. That's Lace's games. So here's Marie's game. She was one of the creative girls in our code club. They liked to do a lot more creative things. Oh, look at that. Perfect. You can't see it, but there was a basketball hoop right behind my head. As soon as I knock that ball in, it's just spawning indefinitely, and it's going to lock up my browser, so I'm going to go back. But you see a lot of the games that the girls did. They were very much about putting cool pictures in the background and spending a lot of time focusing on the images. Like I know she spent a long time working on getting the ball face just right, and this is even gives it a name, Emoji Basketball. So that was cool. Yeah, we had, I think there was 5 girls in our code club. They were great. I mean, they were very, very focused on building the games and following the exact instructions that I created. So here's one of our 8-direction one. Not sure what. So mine had just different coins. I see she went and downloaded some different coins. Very nice. Doesn't matter if we hit the walls. I know this game here in particular, this 8-direction, a lot of the kids really liked it. I mean, it was one of the first games where we had some challenges to go and solve, and this one we did it over a number of weeks, and so you see the purple bar going back and forth. That was, if you hit that, I think usually you ended up having to restart the game, and we had stuff to collect. So it was starting to feel like a real game rather than just moving something around on the screen. So I don't know what's going to happen when we get to the end. Sometimes there's a reward, sometimes there's not. Nope, no reward, just disappears. Excellent. But yeah, she's got a nice door, nice coins. Let's see, 11. This is going to be our turkey game here. Yep, so this is our Thanksgiving Day game. You see this one, there wasn't a tremendous amount of variation just because they didn't have time. Let's see what happens when we get to the end. Okay, nothing. No explosions or anything. That's good. All right, let's try this one here. 13. This must be our race car game, maybe. Yep. Oh, finish sign fell. And then we got the stop light going there, and it wouldn't let me go until it turned green. Excellent. Excellent. The girls like to. Oh, all right. Failed. Try again. All right. Don't hit the purple car. Excellent. Good to know. Good to know. The girls definitely like to follow the direction. Oh, we got stuck there. Came back on a non-land. I broke it. The girls definitely like to follow the games much more closely than the boys did. They were creative more on the characters and things like that than deviating. And a lot of times they would implement the games, and then after they were done, they would go back and kind of add additional features to them that maybe weren't in the original ones. But they just did a fantastic job. I mean, I loved all the creativity. I loved seeing them come and explore throughout the year. All right, so this one's super hard. So you can get started right away, and you've got to keep the ball right in there. Oh, and she's got the Pac-Man. It's like Pac-Man's going. Oh, hers is a little bit different. It's just bouncing off of them. Looks like she didn't turn it into the through ball, which is fine. All right, let's go on to the next level. I don't know what that is. Maybe a top hat? I don't know. Or maybe there is no theme. Maybe it's just a bunch of red blocks. And they don't seem to be breaking. Interesting. Wonder if she's got multiple blocks on top of them. Only one way to find out. Oh, there we go. So we can shoot through them. Excellent, excellent. All right, let's go on to the next level. Let's see what she has here. Oh, wow. That's pretty. Very good. And so here, you know, she's got it set up so that you have to get a laser in order to shoot those unbreakable ones. Otherwise, you won't be able to get to those ones up top. So that's convenient. Very nice. Well done. And she's got a score here. It's kind of being cut off. Oh, I don't know how you're supposed to win this game. There's no way, unless there's a hidden block somewhere that might spawn a laser. There's not going to be any way to break into that. So we can use the cheat code and shoot through it. But yeah, a lot of these games weren't, in the end, weren't necessarily playable so much as just had a good time building them. So excellent. Well, there's Marie's games. All right, here's Max's games. Max, he was quite the video game creator. This was one of the very first games, and you can see even this is much more elaborate than some of the other kids' is. There we go. So there, you can't see it. It's behind my picture there, but as soon as it hits the lava, it goes ahead and spawns more and more balls, and it's going to eventually fill the screen. So that was one of the first ones from week 5. Now Max would actually work on the games in class, and then he'd want me to email them to his mom at night after class so that he could work on them at home, and he did. So he would start them at school and then go home and finish them up. Sometimes he'd bring them back, although he not very often did he. Most of the time he just went on and built the next games at class, and then each week I'd have to email him the new files. He was built all kinds of cool things, and he'd go way above and beyond what was actually presented. And Max, super sharp kid. Anytime anybody had a problem, he always knew the answer, and he'd always be over there helping out all the other kids. I don't know what's going on here. A cat like jumping or something, and must have multiple frames just in their different sizes for some unknown reason. It's an interesting effect. Kind of looks like the cat is hopping. Whoa! Not sure what happened there. No idea. That is awesome. That is awesome. So yeah, these are the things that Max did. He just always went above and beyond, always helping out. And he would learn things, and he'd go show all the other kids, or he'd do something, and kids would want to know, how'd you do that? And he'd go help them out. Wow, that guy is distracting. So again, he's got a couple of frames. I don't know why. Got a big frame and a little frame. Well, there we go. I was gonna say he can't jump. I guess you can get through the small areas when he's flashing like that. That looks like maybe that game didn't get finished there. That was our platform game. Let's see, that might have actually clicked the same one. I wasn't looking at what the... Oh no, okay, so here's all right, so here's our race car game. Our car appears to be too big. Okay, I guess we can run into the green cars as well as the block. I don't know what the explosion is. When I see the crates, when they explode, the particle stays there. Looks like he's actually got 2 particles going. Excellent. Kind of a tight turn there. This was a fun game. The kids liked building the racetrack. The car was a little hard to control, but the kids really liked the racetrack part, building the track, and like we had it set up so you can go off the right side and show back up on the left side. And we set it up for multiple levels as well. So I see he's got a smaller car on level 2. It is a little hard to control. And then we did set it up so that he would kind of bounce off the walls. That might not have been the best idea. It just makes it a little harder to maneuver the car. But excellent. So anyway, there's the race car game. Let's see what we got for week 16. Supposed to be tank. Yep. So, oh, that's right. I forgot about this. So Mac, all right, if I remember correctly, he's got multiple levels here. All right, so he's got both of these moving with the same keyboard. But if I shoot, I'm pretty sure, oh, just one shoots? All right. Oh, there we go. So we can shoot the other one as well. Then we can get them all going at once. Now, if I'm not mistaken, how did this work? Once you hit a certain point level, did you go to the next level? Or maybe it's the next game. I can't remember. I know he had a couple of different ones. But he's keeping track of the scores so you can see how many times the car gets hit. I think we're missing a number here on this one. Or maybe not. I don't know. There's fewer cars there. Let's see, which was that? 16, 17. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I think this is the same one. So donut. So if you click donut, you went to this screen here, and you could spin donuts now. I think you could shoot too. Oh, here we go. And then what he would do is he would get this going, something fierce, and all those bullets would just go and go and go and go and go, and it would eventually fill up the whole screen. All right, go back. Oh, wow. All right, so it didn't go back. It went to a different level altogether. All right, let's see what this one does. All right, we got the same controls. Oh, wow, this one creates a lot of bullets. And then they'd get going round and round and round like this. That's so cool. All right, let's see what next does. Oh, wow. How do you like that? Look at all those blocks. All right, we'll shoot all the blocks. Oh, that's awesome. That's just creating millions and millions of bullets and explosions. All right, let's click final. Let's see. Oh, wow. That is striped. All right. They shoot. Yep, these guys shoot too. Oh, look at that. So then it was just player versus player. And I know he'd just get that thing going like that. All right, let's see. Restart. Does that take me back to the beginning? If I can find the mouse. There it goes. All right, yep, that took us back to the beginning. Excellent. So there's Max's tank game. As you can see, they're not even tanks. They're cars. All right, let's see what week 20 was. But yeah, this is, wow, there's a more button. Wonder what the more button does. And the poop emoji. Oh, what? One of them is spawning more. Although maybe not, because we're catching the spawn more. And then his score. I forget what he did on the score. He had it like every time you hit a block, he added millions and millions to it. He thought that was pretty cool. Let's see what the next level is. I don't remember what he had for levels. I think he wanted, yeah, I think he changed it so every power up is the three, the split balls, so that you could just have more and more balls going over and over again. I'm not sure what that more button does. Oh, cheat code. There it goes. I was gonna say, well, cheat code wasn't working. Then he's got all right, he got a giant laser going across the screen. I don't know if he did anything with the lasers. I guess not. Let's see what the last screen is. So he's got a couple lasers on that one. And the lasers are getting bounced around by the ball. It's awesome. Excellent. All right. Let's see, 22. Max had a lot of games, and he'd always want them uploaded so he could play them at home. So he's got more. Oh, that's right. This is the Bloom Pop, but it's got a Super Mario theme. I'm not sure why, but it's actually he had another version of this. I guess he didn't save it, or maybe it was another level. I don't know how you get to it, where he would have the turtle. Or no, what if it was? No, it was the. I can't remember if it was the Mario turtle or if it was like a banana guy come out and do a dance and move across the screen. I'm not sure where he came up with it. And this is the Angry Birds. This is a butt, obviously based on the one that James created, and he's shooting. I can't tell if they're bananas or French fries. Probably bananas, out of his butt. Excellent, excellent. I think Max had like 4 or 5 different levels. I'm not sure how he went from one to the next. He might have just been playing them. So that's pretty cool. Let's see, 24. Oh, that was the one I was just on. 25. Let's see which one this one is. All right. Oh, I guess he went back and did this one for some unknown reason. That's funny. All right, no problem. All right, 26. This is going to be our floppy man. Let's see, I can't remember what Max did for his floppy man. All right. So he's definitely floppy. He's multicolored. Very good. Looks like he's got a lot more elasticity than the default. Let's see if we can get him up to the top here. Oh no, this is the top. Excellent. So a little heads-up display on the count. It's got quite the acceleration as well. He is moving something fierce. Excellent. Let's see. All right, I guess he doesn't die when he gets into the water. Excellent. Well, there's Max's games. So here's Mitchell's games. Oh, wow. How do you like that? All the coins fell. So for some reason, the coins have physics on them. So, so Mitchell, he took our camp that we did over Christmas as well. So he was already pretty familiar with the platform when we started the club. Tons and tons of creativity, man. He created the most elaborate games throughout the year. It's just insane. I didn't get a copy of it, but he had one where he was recreating a like Back to the Future game where you had to outrun I don't remember if they were Russians or something, shooting the bazookas at the beginning of the movie when you had to get the car up to the DeLorean up to 88 miles per hour. I don't know what's going on here. And he had it, he created this game where you had to accelerate the car, and he had just some different logic as to how he was calculating that. And then you had to dodge the RPGs, and if you could make it, he had a prize for you, and he had all the students challenged them. Not sure why this guy's moving super slow. He had a challenge for the students to see who could get past it. And it was super hard. And if I remember correctly, there was like some cheat codes you had to know. But anyway, just super cool games that he created throughout the year. It's just amazing. And I think one of these here is his floppy guy one. And he did just this super elaborate here. I'll show you in a minute. We'll test these ones here too. Sometimes these kids would download images and they wouldn't resize them, and so they'd bring in these massive images. Yeah, so I'm not sure what's going on here. This is our, I have no idea what's going on. I don't know why millions of bullets are being spawned. This is our a Christmas themed one. So I get to lock it up my browser. All right. So we got a 16 here. But sometimes they'd bring in these images and they're just these huge. I hear, we get troll face bullets. Oh, look, there's a donut round. I don't know how the donut round works. I guess I'm the green guy. Well, that's right. I remember now. Yeah, that's right. When the troll face got shot or something, and then it spawned these trolls. He thought that was really cool. I don't know if there's any way to go back. Now you can't hear it, but he's got a bunch of music playing and some sound effects as well. Mitchell was all about the sound effects. He always was ripping YouTube videos and pulling background sounds and stuff like that. It was actually kind of cool. One of the things that I didn't do on purpose is we never covered how you add sound to games. And I know kids want to have sounds, and sounds are cool, but I just thought I did not want to spend the whole year listening to the world's craziest sounds that they could come up with. So I never bothered to show them how to do sounds. But of course, as soon as you don't show them, that's the first thing they want. And so a number of kids, including Mitchell, he went out and figured it out all on his own, and then he would help the other kids add sound to their games as well. So I see tiles are expanding and contracting. He must be using the sign behavior and then using the size, the height and the width to change, which is kind of a neat effect. I don't remember seeing anybody else doing that as part of it. So that's kind of neat. Yeah, he did a lot of work on this one too. But yeah, he put sound into a lot of his games. He really liked the sound. Looks like the last. Well, that's right. I remember now. There's no top on the last level. This one was like the impossible level because you couldn't do anything with it. Excellent. All right. So let's see. Let's 20B. This might just be modifications. Oh no. Okay. I have no idea what this one is. I have no idea what's going on. There's Pac-Man, and when you hit the space bar, random bullets are being spawned and going to the edge. No idea. We did not build that game. That was all Mitchell. So this one here, there's another video out on the feed where he was playing the game, and he would need to play it because he created this massive universe, and this is his floppy man. But he's got this giant head, as you can see, and this right here was the asteroid field, and in order to go collect that fish that you saw up there, you had to turn yourself into a small head guy, and I don't know, there was a key to do it. I can't remember what the key was. There was a keystroke, or it was a hotkey or something. I don't remember which one it was to get up there, and he just had all these random things. I don't know what happened there. That you had to go do, and you had to go collect things. And it was just this huge world, and there's sound playing, and I know somewhere down over here in the lower right-hand corner or somewhere in the middle, there was this big giant black hole. And the one thing I do remember is that if you press the scroll lock key, it made the head huge. So I'm still falling, and falling, and falling, and falling. There we go. I found the bottom. It's just this massive, massive world that he created. Oh, there's the black hole. So then you had the black hole there. I don't know if it did anything or if you were just supposed to find the black hole. And it seems to me in the top right-hand corner there was some secret prize or something like that you had to collect. But you could change the size of his head. You can make it bigger and smaller in order to get through smaller areas. So anyway, he just did such a cool job with it. And then this button here was his favorite. You'd press this and it went into, I have no idea, expando mode or something. And so that's his head, like the entire size of the screen. And it just created this weird strobing effect that he really liked. And you can't hear the music playing just because it's not being recorded through the output. But super cool what he did there. Super smart kid. He did some really cool games. All right, so anyway, those are some of Mitchell's games. All right, here's Paul's game. Let's see how this one works here. All right, we were Pac-Man. Pac-Man came up a lot. I'm not even sure why. After the kids kept doing Pac-Man things, I did sneak a few Pac-Man characters into our games as well. But yeah, I was surprised how many of them knew Pac-Man and wanted to integrate Pac-Man in, and they would go play the online Pac-Man. I know occasionally Google would have Pac-Man within their Google bar. They would always be playing it, so I'm not sure if there's any goals or prizes on this game. This was the first 8-direction game that we created. So Paul actually did a really good job. I mean, he was really focused on building games, and he hardly ever asked questions. He was very much heads down and just figured things out on his own. You'd kind of have to go check in on him and see if he had any problems, because he just simply wouldn't tell you. He'd just keep right on going. But here, this is his platform game. It's kind of a giant head. Oh, I see there's a black hole of some sort. I'm not sure the black hole does anything. Nope. Excellent. Let's see what's over here. Oh, there's a door. Doesn't look like the door does anything either. All right. Let's see what other games we've got here. This is probably the turkey game. Yep. All right. So there's our turkey. Very good replication of the original. Looks good. Looks good. Let's see if he had any prizes. Up says, "Yay! Happy Thanksgiving." Very nice. Now the parents really appreciated that. We tried to get the parents to come out and be a little bit more participation, as part of the code club, and a number of them did. A lot of the parents would come, and a little bit early, check out the games that we're building. Very, very complimentary of the program. It was great having them. So here's our race car game. This is one fast-moving car, although I keep hitting the walls. Oh, I don't have anything on the other side there. So that was a nice little race car game. Let's see, 14. This is probably our tank game. Let's see what Paul's tank game does. Excellent, excellent. Looking good. So this was where we first introduced the bullet behavior. I kind of wanted to delay the bullet as long into the code club as we could. I figured once we showed them how to do a bullet, everything would have to have a bullet and shoot, and I was right, they did. Okay, so we've got two character game, but they're both going on the same keyboard, and the blocks are not breaking. So, but anyway, there's an interesting two-player interpretation. Here's our blocks game, or our breakout game. Very nice, very nice. We had a lot of variations in creativity on the breakout game. Yep, the kids like to build levels, and then we spent a couple of weeks just adding different things to the game. Like, and everybody didn't add everything. I mean, some of them, I showed them how to put lasers in the balls, and we also did the Pac-Man. I don't know where the Pac-Man hotkey one is. Sometimes the hotkeys they didn't code up, so you couldn't cheat on those. And then we also did a few things like just making invisible blocks and rotating blocks. Most of them didn't do any rotating blocks. I think there was just a couple kids that did. But just a lot of interesting things that you can add in. So it's like a face of some sort. Two-tone colored face. Excellent. Let's see what the last... Oh, that was the last level. You can't see it. The message that I won is over there on the corner. So yeah, so Paul did a great job. He had a lot of games that he would just build and then not save them. But he had a good time building them. And if he was ever stuck on something, he just went on and built something a little bit different. So this may be the most colorful floppy man. He's got a toupee and a tongue and suit and tie. A little bit of everything. He's definitely stylish. Those blocks are pretty brutal. Yep, I like his character a lot. The floppy guy that got a lot of creativity out of that one. I was really happy with the way that turned out, and the kids thought it was really neat. Excellent. Well, good. Well, there's some of Paul's games that he created this year. So here's Ronan's games. Ronan definitely liked to play games more than build games, but he did a great. Oh, I died already. But he did a great job. I can see he made this one super challenging with those two blocks side by side rotating. Not a lot of wiggle room. Let's see what 8B is. This might be a slightly revised version. Oh, completely different version. This one died already. So race car. This is just using 8 direction. So this was just trying to move an object around the screen, and the way the the way the image points work and the collision points. I mean, when I turn the car, it ends up spinning it all the way around, and then I hit the edges. So anyway, that's why some of those games aren't very easy to use. So let's see. Okay, so this is the platform game. So Ronan would definitely be more interested in playing them, and he would like, here's a good example where you'd do the first part of it, and then you run out of time, so we don't have anything on the other side of it as well. But he had a good time. He did some creative ones that he did off on his own. I think I've got one here of a race car game that he created all on his own that didn't have anything to do with the race car game that we created. Here's our parent demo one. Let's see what happens when we get to the end. All right, he just stopped. Oh, look, he's even disabled the controls. Excellent. Excellent. So this is probably our tank game. Definitely if you were, oh, this is the race car one. Definitely if you were to blow stuff up and well, that's kind of neat. So we don't have anything on the bottom down here, so we can jump to the bottom of it. But definitely if they were involving blowing things up or shooting things, we should have put some bullets on the car. It's got a nice big wide open space here. Run some donuts. Nice, nice. But all these games I created from scratch for this code club. I had a few of them, but most of the games were brand new. And it was just definitely a work in progress, just trying to figure out what works. Wow, those presents are going fast. All right, so we see we've got this was one of the first times we used the particles, which is why a lot of them I don't think had the single shot on. But then again, they might have actually enjoyed the the smoke lasting forever. All right, so this must be the breakout here. Let's see. Yep, all right. And this one the kids played a lot too. So in addition to building them, they played a lot of each other's games, did some challenges. Looks like we just have one level here. Yeah, these are the default ones. So yep, so Ronan just had the one level on that one. And then I think this is his race car game. And then we did, one of the last games that we did was tower defense. And Ronan was a huge tower defense game player. He'd play tower defense anytime he'd have any free time. Crashed. And so he was super excited about that. I didn't get a chance to copy those games just yet. But he actually was, we had a guest come in, a high school student who was very interested in building video games. And Ronan literally, crashed again. Spent the whole time showing him how to build this tower defense game. It was actually really cool. So this game here, this race car game, I can't get very far because the car goes way too fast and then we get way too many other cars. All right, once you get past it, I think he had some other cars further down as well, but this is like the world's longest track, and I remember him taking him like 10 minutes to drag out the width of this of this road. But it just goes on and on and on. And I remember the day that he created, he wanted to show his mom, and he's just going like this and playing, and it just keeps going and going and going, and she's trying to go and go, and he never did even get to the other end of it. It was just simply too long. So anyway, that's those are Ronan's games. All right, so these are Sydney's games here. Now, Sydney was super passionate about building video games. Boy, I tell you, she, towards the end of the club there, she was so interested in building games. She would, as soon as she would get there, as soon as she got to the code club, she would start building that day's game. And she would always get it done. And then as soon as it was done, she wanted to go on and do some additional challenges. So what I did was each week, and I did this towards the beginning of the class as well, I would always have, this is the game, and then I would have a bunch of other challenges for them to work on. So if they did complete the game, it would be more levels, or do this, or add this feature, or make it 2-player, or just depending on the game. And I didn't have any instructions for any of the additional bonus work that there was. And Sydney always got through them, and she always went in and built more and more, went way beyond. Looks like we got a couple versions of this game. But just super passionate about not only building the game, but understanding how the game worked and understanding how to build different characters. And she put a number of 2-player games together, as part of this. And we only did the one time. I don't even know how I'm supposed to get over there. We just did that one tank game as a 2-player. But she added 2-player to quite a few other games as part of it throughout the year. The other funny thing about the girls is that at the beginning we would do like snack time in 30 minutes, and they would play different games, and the girls would play games together, usually kind of some collaborative games, or Sydney would also work on that week's video game that we're creating. And then after about 15-20 minutes or so, we would start with the curriculum, and I'd go over what it was that we're going to do and just kind of walk through it step by step. And one of the things the girls would always be doing is they'd be doing each other's hair while we were going through the curriculum, which I just thought was really cool. And they just had such a good time. And oh, nice. So our tank shoots. It looks like it's I can't tell what's the, is that a unicorn? Yeah. So it's rainbows and unicorns. So it's streaking rainbows and it's shooting unicorns. So one of the things I always told the girls is, even though the game might have been a tank game, you don't have to create a tank game. You can create something much more appropriate if you want, whatever it is that you wanted. So it could be puppies, or it could be, in that case, unicorns or rainbows. And you see here, instead of explosions, it's candy canes, and the background's this nice, pretty lights in the background as well. So it's just about creating the games. It's not about what the images are, and anything doesn't need to be a tank. It could just as easily be a unicorn or something like that. So let's see what we got for week 20. Actually, I might have just done the same one twice. Nope. All right, so this is the breakout game. Just got some blocks there right at the very, very bottom, going back and forth. All right. Oh, and then she's got, whoops. She had instructions for when you had the, oh look, the ball shoots lasers. Nice. She had instructions for when the Pac-Man got spawned, which is a nice touch. Sydney liked to put the instructions in, and you can't see it. It's blocked. My head's blocking it, but there's a score over there as well, keeping track of how many points you've got. Oh, whoops! Sorry, last one here. Oh, I started over. So there it says use the arrow keys to control Pac-Man. So anyway, that's cool. So that was her breakout game. Let's see what 24 is. Oh, this is the Angry Birds, and she's shooting, it looks like a panda bear with a rainbow. Excellent. And so you see she's got the counters and the score and multiple levels. She definitely followed all of the instructions and got every last little detail correct. And you can see I've even got the little targeting white dots following it as well. Oh, that's cool. She's got multiple levels there. I don't know what level we're on. There's not a level counter. And then this is the stick, or the floppy guy. So the really cool thing about this one is this was based on this two-player game called Don't Fall that a lot of the kids were playing. And here says Don't Drown. Well, Sydney actually got this game, the single-player one, working really fast. And as you can see here, it's she did a really nice job on it. And then she wanted to create a two-player version as well. And of course, I didn't even create a two-player. I didn't have any instructions for a two-player or anything like that. Let's see if this restarts. I don't think it is. I'll have to do it again. And so she wanted to create a two-player game. And so once she had the first player game done, she started working on it. And there was a number of things that she got stuck on, and I helped her out. And the day that she was doing it, this is very, very similar to the Don't Fall. So there's two keys. So there's two players. So you try to push the other character off without you yourself falling as well. And then you get a point. So whoops, oh no, player one fell. And so this was kind of how the original game worked. And then I created the single player one for it. But anyway, Sydney, she really wanted to create this two-player game, and she stayed. And her mom works at the school, and her mom says, well, all right, you can stay for a little bit longer, but you're not going to hang around all night. Well, she ended up sticking around, and I stuck around with her, helping her, and we got this all working. Her mom comes back and just can't believe that we were still there half an hour after the code club. So anyway, those were Sydney's games. She definitely got a knack for building video games. I hope she continues on and does other cool things with technology. All right, here's Willem's game. This is our 8 direction. I think we avoid the red things and collect the green things. This looks a little challenging. All right, there we go. But Willem, he actually spent a lot of time building games at home, and then he'd bring them in on a flash drive when he got stuck, and I'd help him get through them or answer questions over the weekend. But yeah, he's very interested. Oh, so close. He's super interested in building games, and he had very specific things that he wanted to do in his games. And sometimes they didn't work out just right, and he'd run into problems, and I'd help him get them going. And oops, I died. I don't think I have it here, but his Flappy Bird or his Floppy Stickman game. Most of them, I was doing them just this long vertical up and down, and he created this really long horizontal version game where it was kind of this really wide screen, and he wanted to have a jetpack and things like that. Although, so anyway, I was helping him with that, and we get the kind of some steam or smoke or something coming out of the jetpack, so he could kind of fly around and go all the way to the right and to the left, and then he decided he wanted it to be poo, so we ended up changing it to the guy farting out, which was really cool. So we had a little Z-order problem there. Oh, I wonder what these guys are. Oh, that's right. Now that I think about it, I think he was going around collecting people. Is that what it was? Oh man, car is hard to control. Yep. So anyway, I think the goal of his game was to go collect the passengers. I don't think we're actually killing them. Or maybe we are killing them. Maybe we are running over people. Oh. So let's see what we got. Week 14 here. Oh wow, this is an elaborate tank game. All right, let's see if we can get out. It's right behind my picture right now. See if I can. All right, got the tank out. Drive around, shoot him. I don't know. Does the other tank work? Yep, the other tank works too. Oh, look at that. So we got a 2-player tank game. Well, that's really neat. Yeah, this is a lot different than the one I created. That's really cool. Yeah, he might, I don't know, he might even have 2 levels there as well. Looks nice. All right, so 15, this is going to be our presents, I think. Exploding presents game. Yep. All right, so there, oh. It's like they're bunnies, and you can't quite see it there. Underneath my picture, there's a, the other ones are just barely popping up. He must not have the angle right on that or something, or the force on it. But they are over there. They are popping up. They're just not coming up so much. All right. And then this one here is his breakout game. And he actually had a really neat breakout game. The last couple levels were really neat. But he put a lot of time and effort and thought into how these games, or how these levels should work. So you can see here, whoops, how you've got to try to get that block up there and kind of keep it up there. And then it should break out the rest of them. Oops, I'm not very good. Let's go on to the next level. Oh, this is a Pac-Man level. Let's see, can we spawn Pac-Man? Yep. And so he's got Pac-Man. I don't know why he's got the number 0 there. He must have been starting to do a heads-up display. This is actually the original one, so he didn't change this level. This was what I had. Really changed it a little bit, but so this one here is the funny one. So I'm not gonna go through it all. I'll shoot some lasers up there. But he created this cool background, and he was the first one to create some backgrounds, and then a bunch of the other kids started creating backgrounds. It's fine, even though I lost. We'll just shoot it out. You'll see it's a popular meme that you'll recognize. And he thought this was cool that we can kind of slowly uncover this meme by breaking out the blocks. Shoot a laser up there. So you can see it's the kitten with the assault rifle. So the other kids thought that was pretty cool. That inspired a few of them to add their own backgrounds to it as well. All right, and then this was his last level, and you can see he's got the blocks at the bottom, so you actually can't die. But here, let me move this, and we'll eat this up here. You'll see what this is. Oh, we can't get through those. We'll shoot those out. I'll have to shoot them out with the lasers, but you can. This is another famous meme here that the kids thought was hilarious. This actually made an appearance in a number of different games. So it's a little baby that says incoming, implying that they're gonna poop everywhere. So anyway, they thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, so there's Wilhelm's games.